Yo, what's up, jazz guitar friends? Larry Tavernini here. Just caught me here in the gig simulator playing through a B-flat blues. Hey, I'm here today to talk about the difference between playing patterns and motifs, right? So, on any other instrument, this wouldn't be much of a conversation, but since the guitar has so many visual and fretboard connotations attached to it, we have to talk about patterns, right? Specifically pentatonic. And we don't want to be a bunch of jazz mimes and get stuck in the box, right? Oh no, I'm stuck in the box. I find the biggest hurdle I get from students, especially people who've been playing guitar for a long time, all different styles, especially blues, when they're improvising and they make that jump from playing like a blues to a jazz blues, they still find themselves stuck in the box. And a lot of that has to do with your playing patterns versus playing motifs or ideas, right? And really, motif is just French for pattern. So just call me Youssef Motif over here. So we're going to be talking about some different ideas and how to develop them. And having a plan when you're playing. Check it out. I played alternating choruses of trying to develop small ideas and then like sort of boxy pentatonic playing. And I'm not here to say you can't do that at all, right? I think a common misconception is that there's no pentatonic playing. There's a lot of pentatonic playing in jazz. If you listen to John Coltrane, who's considered like the greatest improviser ever, half the stuff he plays is pentatonics and off pentatonics. So let's put that myth to bed, right? It's just really a matter of you don't always want to be playing stuck in the box. You really want to have an idea. The first thing that I ended up doing was attacking the third, right? I'm in the key of B flat, that's going to be a D. Immediately, if you're a pentatonic blues player, you're already going to be in new turf because you're playing a major third. You know? And then I answer that. So the biggest difference you have when you're playing a jazz blues versus a blues is that turnaround. Now I have the option to, and again, this is why playing patterns and phrases is so important, right? Because you don't want to just be hitting the noodle button in noodle country already. You play a couple of ideas to set yourself up to go to noodle country. Come on, it's simple, man. And the blues is simple like that, right? Right? But this time I decided to keep that idea. Just really attacking the third, right? The next pattern that I played was just, Jazz Mime City, right? Now, what happens, this is the good thing about being able to play that pattern well. A lot of blues guitarists are better at playing form than jazz guitar players because they're used to playing simpler forms. They know where the form starts and stops, but they just don't know what's happening. Jazz guitar players understand all the stuff that you can put in, but maybe they're not rhythmically as strong, and their idea of form, it's almost like that Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor movie where see no evil, hear no evil. You got to combine them, right? So what ends up happening is if you're a pentatonic player, you're playing more rhythm-based patterns. If you're a jazz player, you're playing more harmonic-based and melodic-based patterns. What we're doing here is we're marrying them both together because it's not just one or the other, it's always going to be both, right? You don't want to be stuck in the box, and then really you don't want to ever not be playing any kind of like non-blues ideas, right? I mean, I guess some people can get away with it, but for me, I always love the blues, and I like to play those kind of, I like that style, and I like to hear that style. Okay, so all right, the next thing that I ended up doing after those first two choruses, right? So my first chorus, I just really was leaning on that third. You know, I can answer myself too. You know, and then I decided to dig in. Right, you can hear it. I think on that chorus, because I was so not trying to play this A note, I was really playing off the upbeats too. That's another thing. Using those rhythms as motifs as well, right? It's so important to get that idea happening. It's not always just going to be melodic stuff. The rhythm stuff is really going to power you through. So the third chorus, I ended up playing a lick, right? And then I repeated that idea. Here, I played something like that. Okay, so let's talk about that. You heard me develop the idea that I ended up playing, right? And then I moved it. And then I sort of went back, and after I set you up with that, then I played some lines, right? It was cool. The next chorus, the fourth chorus after that, I ended up playing the Charles Earland lick, right? If you don't know who Charles Earland is, check him out. And chances are he's going to play this kind of, he's going to take a chorus and do something like this at some point, maybe on every one of his solos. But it's awesome. And it's because, again, it's more rhythm. And again, I'm just dealing with B flat, A flat, F. Good exercise of triplets to do. All right, so these are some ideas that are really, really going to help you kind of take your playing to another level, right? And think about it. Are you stuck in a box? Are you playing patterns? Or are you playing motifs? Now, they're the same word, but it's a different, since it's French, there's different stuff that's happening. Develop an idea, right? You can kind of keep it going like, you know, up from here. If I was thinking about my third, you know, you know, I went up to the fifth after a while, right? So much stuff that you can do, and it's setting yourself up basically. When you're playing simple ideas, you're setting yourself up for a longer, different point in your solo. You don't want to play all your stuff immediately, right? You have to make it last a little longer, so you throw some extra ideas out. And you play towards an idea. That's what these motifs are really going to help you do. And honestly, after you play something a few times and you're good enough of a player, your instincts are just going to take over and you're going to end up playing some stuff that you probably didn't plan on, but it's a good mix to have. So, all right, guitar players, let's get out of the box, okay? No jazz mimes here. If you're a pentatonic bass player, the first thing you're going to do is take a blues. In this case, we're in B flat, but whatever key you want to do. Start really going after the third. Start trying to play a simple idea, you know, something like that. Or whatever you want to do, right? build off that idea as the progression goes. You go to the fourth, you play that same idea. Whatever the fourth is, you find the third of that. In this case, it's going to be a G. Make it work, right? And you can generally do that for pretty much all the chord tones. So, all right, jazz guitar players, have fun, and blues guitar players, I guess, at this point. This is a great concept for you to mix in your playing patterns versus motifs. If you made it this far, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I really appreciate all the support. Have a great holiday season. 2024 is wrapping up. Try to be cool to one another. Bebop.